everyone, Patty here. I'm a full-time reseller. Today, I'm going to share with you 30 of my most recent eBay sales. This is just a few of the items that hopefully will encourage you to get those items listed. So let's get into this video. The first thing I want to say is I am so sorry. I have been so late getting one of these what sold videos up. These take a lot of, as many of you know, especially if you do YouTube, that these take a lot of time to edit, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off, but you know what? I got to get one of these up. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video. And in this one, I am going to list from some of my higher price items first down to my lower price. Now, they're in no particular order. And if I tell you it's a jewelry item, in the jewelry items, I pay less than probably a quarter, 30 cents a piece for these items because I buy the jewelry in lots. Okay. Other items, I will tell you the price or an estimate of what I paid for them. I pay as low as I can to make the most profit on these items. 14 karat white gold piece ring. This one sold for $200. I did have it listed for $249. I did get a message from this buyer that he had wanted to purchase it for his wife for Valentine's Day. He said he would pay me right away if I would polish it up. I was very honest with him. I sent him a message back and I said, you know, I just list this stuff. I don't do any polishing. As a matter, I do clean the items up, but I have never polished any silver or anything like that. Like, I don't even have silver polish. I would have went out and got some, of course, to do this, but it wasn't no guarantee if any of the little scratches would come off. Anyway, he sent me an email back and he said, thank you for your honesty. He bought the ring, left me a positive feedback. I'm so happy with that. So that ring sold for, again, $200, and I probably paid about 30 cents for it, if that. This Juicy Couture bracelet, this sold for $129.99. And again, that was in a jewelry lot. Pennies on the dollar. This jewelry lot, this sold to one person. Total combined sold for $76.97. Probably paid about $1 for all three or four of these items. Vintage Lefton ornaments. These I got for free. These sold for $64.99, and these sold after Christmas. Worried about shipping them because they were breakable, but I packaged them really good. Did a whole lot of bubble wrap, and they made it there fine, thankfully. This Sam Edelman purse, this I either got for free or I got in a lot of 3 purses. I paid $5, I think, for 3 of them, or maybe this was free. I don't remember, but I know it was very inexpensive. But this sold for $49.99. This Jordan's Brothers book, this band that's been around me for years. The members had recently died, not too recently, but pretty recently died. I guess it was in the last 2 years. This did have a little sentimental note in it, and also I did include the clipping, the newspaper clipping that was in it. But this sold for, it did sell locally for $49.99, and that I got that for, I think, for that at one of those book sales somewhere. Springbok puzzle, I pay $1 or less for puzzles. I don't pay any more than that. Springbok is a good brand to pick up if you don't already know that. This was a winter puzzle, and this sold for $34.99. Brooch, I sold this for $32.99. This puka shell necklace, if you don't know, some of these necklaces can go for some pretty good money. This one sold for $34.99. Vintage Trifari brooch, $34.99. This Harry Potter watch necklace, this sold for $24.99. Again, this vintage teddy bear, this I paid $3 for at the Salvation Army, probably about 2 years ago. Or no, I didn't pay, I paid $8 for this, I'm sorry. This was one of them that was locked in the case over there, but I knew it would sell eventually. The condition was pretty rough, as you can see from this, but I knew it would sell. It sold for $49.99, and I paid $8 for that. This vintage bookmark, $19.99. That was that was actually the first bookmark I ever sold. This vintage laser pen, This sold for $18.99. This vintage 1985 pin. Now this one sold for $5.99. These vintage screwback flower earrings. These sold for $12.99. These button covers. Now I sold a few button cover sets this time. These ones sold for 89 cents. They came in a jewelry lot, probably paid a quarter, maybe a dime. I don't know, because I get these lots and there's hundreds of pieces in them. 4-pack of extender clasps. Again, these were in a jewelry lot. These I sold for $8.99. This vintage pouch, this sold for $12.99. 2 sets of shoe clips. These sold to the same person. The black enamel ones, these sold for $16.99, and the gold ones sold for $10.99. This Jack and Jill puzzle, this is a vintage puzzle. This sold for $19.99, and this was one of those hardwood puzzles. Again, I paid $1 for them probably. Vintage panty shaper, this sold for $20. These jockey shimmies, these sold for $14.99. A while ago, I had gotten a whole bunch of vintage kinds of panties and stuff. These sold for $14, less than 50 cents a piece. The Sylvester the cat earrings, these were marked, I think, Warner Brothers on the back, 1985. These sold for $14.99. She or he left a wonderful feedback. Another puzzle sold. This one sold for $10. These category timer. I didn't have all the pieces to it, so I just took out the timer and that one dice, and I sold that for $10.99. Pendant. This sold for $8.99. This, again, very inexpensive. This vintage BS key beaded apple brooch. This sold for $17.99. This vintage horse brooch. This sold for $19.99. Island necklace, less than $1, $26.99. This horse brooch. This sold for $19.99. This sold for $15.99. I think I paid $1 for that one. I think that was $30. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, hopefully this video, if you haven't already, please like, please subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Take care.